Toyota Fielder needs no introduction in the Kenyan market. It's a very successful nameplate, not just in Kenya but in many other African countries. It's loved because of its rock solid reliability, ease of maintenance, good fuel consumption, space, and resale value. It sells like hotcake to the point that if you're not careful, then it may get new owners without them paying for it. It's a car that has done well right from the first generation up to the current third generation. But what if you want something a bit different? Something that will still offer good space, good fuel consumption, as well as resale value. There is the option of the Honda Fit Shuttle, the second generation Fit Shuttle to be precise. In fact, with the introduction of the second generation, it started being referred to as the Honda Shuttle. It looks better and modern than the first generation, and it's also more spacious. But how does it compare to the Toyota Fielder? Is it any better? That's what we will be finding out in this particular episode. So please stay tuned, consider subscribing to the channel, and welcome to IK Photo Reviews. So we will be comparing the 2016 models, and straight away let's begin with their prices. 2016 Toyota Fielder is currently going for between 1.5 million shillings to around 1.85 million shillings depending on the trim level and mileage. There's also a TRD Sports Edition that is even more expensive, going for as much as 1.95 million shillings, which is a bit on the steep side for a Toyota Fielder. Generally, car prices just keep rising, and some of these Toyotas tend to be really overrated, and that's why their asking prices are quite high. The Honda Shuttle, on the other hand, is going for roughly between 1.4 million to around 1.75 million shillings, again depending on the trim level and mileage. So in terms of the price, they are almost at par, but if you go for the top trim level Fielder, it will be slightly more expensive than the top trim Fit Shuttle. But the price of the Honda Shuttle will most likely go up as the demand keeps rising. It's actually the same thing that happened with the Honda Fit. As the demand went high, the price also went high. Moving on to the engine options, the Toyota Fielder has three: a 1500cc, an 1800cc, and lastly a 1500cc hybrid. It's available in either front or all-wheel drive. The transmission options on offer are either a CVT or a 5-speed manual. These engines are very reliable. With just the basic maintenance, they can keep going for years and years. The only issue is with the hybrid, which will certainly require battery replacement at some point. In fact, what most people are doing nowadays is just converting the car to an hybrid once the hybrid batteries are dead. It's expensive, but it's something that you will do once and for all. In terms of power, they are good or decent enough for short as well as long journeys. The Honda Shuttle can come with either of the two engines available, a 1500cc or a 1500cc hybrid. It's available in either front or all-wheel drive. The 1500cc comes paired to a CVT gearbox, while the 1500cc hybrid comes paired to a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. These engines are again very reliable, especially the non-hybrid. The hybrid is more complex due to the hybrid technology as well as the dual-clutch transmission, which is a more complex transmission compared to a CVT or a torque converter. I've expressed concerns about this transmission in the Honda Fit Hybrid, but we can only wait and see how they will age as time goes by. And I reckon that repairing them will be expensive if something goes wrong because of their complex nature. Allow me to use this example to just show you how complex the dual clutch transmission is. Today, if you import a VW Polo from Japan or UK, it will come with the dual clutch gearbox. But if you buy one that has been locally assembled, it will come with a conventional 6-speed automatic. Why is this so? It's because the normal conventional automatics are more hardy and reliable. They are more suitable for the African market. and that's why VW will install the normal conventional automatic for a car meant for the Kenyan market. So I hope you get my point. This dual clutch gearbox in the Honda Shuttle Hybrid is just as complex and definitely not meant for the African market, but we will have to wait and see how it will age. In terms of fuel consumption, the 1500cc in the Fielder can get up to around 18 kilometers per liter, the 1800cc around 15 kilometers per liter, and the hybrid up to around 30 kilometers per liter. The 1500cc in the Honda Shuttle can achieve around 18.6 kilometers per liter and the hybrid around 30 kilometers per liter, though it's claimed that it can give up to 34 kilometers per liter. So they are almost evenly matched, but it will also depend on how you drive and also how you maintain the car. The Fielder has a 42-liter fuel tank, but the hybrid has a 36-liter tank. The Honda Shuttle, on the other hand, has a 40-liter tank. As for the ground clearance, the Fielder measures in at around 160 millimeters, which is very decent, especially if the car is not loaded with people or luggage. But once it's loaded, it may struggle a bit to go over some big bumps. The Shuttle has a clearance of around 130 millimeters, which is a bit on the low side. In fact, once it's loaded, it will be challenging to go over even moderate bumps. So maybe what you can do is installing slightly larger aftermarket alloy wheels and tires. Modifying the suspension is another option, but it may affect the ride and handling of the car. Both cars get front ventilated discs and drums at the back. The carb weight of the Fielder measures in at around 1,105 to around 1180 kgs, while that of the Shuttle measures in at around 1130 to 1300 kgs. Lastly, some of the extra features you can get in both cars include alloy wheels, fog lights, steering mounted audio controls, navigation system, and automatic AC. The Honda Shuttle takes it further by offering more features such as cruise control and touch sensitive AC controls. Now let's talk about their exteriors and interiors, beginning with the exterior designs. Do let me know in the comment section which one you think looks better. I would say the Honda Shuttle looks bulky. It looks more like an MPV than a station wagon, but it still has a modern and elegant look, especially variants that have alloy wheels and LED headlights. The Fielder also looks decent. The pre-facelifted model looked too basic, but this facelifted one looks better and more elegant. In terms of the exterior look, I think both are quite good, though I would prefer the Toyota Fielder. I think the Shuttle looks too bulky, especially from the back. Moving on into the interior, this is where the Honda Shuttle begins to shine. It's very practical, courtesy of the magic seats. Once you lift up those seat bases, you can be able to fit in taller items. The space at the rear seats is very good, in fact better than in the Toyota Fielder. The head, leg, and even foot room is very generous, and this is something that Honda has perfected over the years. Their cars are always more spacious compared to the competitors. At the front, both cars have decent space. The seats are comfortable and supportive. In terms of the dash design and layout, I would say the Honda Shuttle is slightly better, but both are quite good in terms of the ergonomics. Most controls are logically placed. Their boots are again very spacious, but the Honda Shuttle has another trick up its sleeve, especially the non-hybrid, which has these two storage compartments just behind the rear seat backrests that can be used to store smaller items. The seats in both cars can also be folded down to increase the boot space. In the Fielder, it's so easy as you can just use the levers on either side, but in the Honda Shuttle, you have to go to either side of the rear doors so that you can pull the levers on the seats to enable them to be folded. Generally, in terms of the boots, the Honda Shuttle is more spacious than the Toyota Fielder. So with all that said, let's quickly look into each car's strong and weak points, beginning with the Honda Shuttle. This car is very reliable, especially if you go for the non-hybrid. It's also very spacious. You can use it as a family car or even for business. It's really spacious. Another strong point is fuel efficiency. Even the non-hybrid is quite fuel efficient without having the complexity of hybrid technology. Lastly, it's a very good value proposition. It's slightly more affordable than a Fielder. You could even look at it this way. Instead of getting a Honda Fit with around 1.1 million shillings, you could get a Honda Shuttle with around 1.5 or 1.6 million, even if it's an entry level with very few features, but you will still get a very spacious car that is just as fuel efficient as a Honda Fit. On to its weak points, the first one is common to all hybrids, and that is the expensive battery replacements. Another weak point is its very low ground clearance, but as I said earlier, you can install some slightly larger aftermarket alloy wheels. It will in fact even look better because the stock wheels tend to look a bit smaller on this car. The last weak point is that some of its spare parts may be a bit expensive, especially the body parts, but on the plus side, they really do last a long time. Moving on to the Toyota Fielder, again, it's very reliable and easy to live with. Its resale value is also quite high, being that it's a Toyota. It's very fuel efficient, just like the Honda Shuttle. Another strong point is its affordable maintenance. Most Toyota parts are interchangeable, so you will never have to worry about not getting any spare part. They are also well priced. Lastly, it's also decently spacious enough to be used as a family car or as a business car. It's not as spacious as the Honda Shuttle, but still it's quite decent in terms of space. On to the weak points. The first one is its price, which is a bit on the steep side, considering it's just a simple basic car. It's a bit overrated and hence the high asking price. Another weak point is the already mentioned expensive hybrid battery replacement. What people are now doing is that once the hybrid batteries are dead, they just buy another engine and gearbox. Once you do this, you will never have to worry about battery replacement. And it also favors you as the car owner in the event you need to sell the car, because people are afraid of buying locally used hybrid cars, so it may be difficult to sell, and even if you sell it, it will not fetch a good amount. But once you convert it to an unhybrid, selling it will be easier, faster, and the resale value will also be higher. So, with all that said, which one should you go for? Both cars are pretty good, they are fuel efficient and reliable as well. So, it will now boil down to aspects such as the looks, maybe also space. If you prefer something different, then just get the Honda Shuttle. It's very spacious, it offers good value for money, and is affordable to maintain. It shares some parts with the Honda Fit, so some of the parts are interchangeable. I would recommend the non-hybrid because it's more reliable and it's also fuel efficient without having the complexity of the hybrid technology. The Fielder is also a good option, though a bit too common. It's very easy and affordable to maintain, and its resale value is very good. This is one car that may need some investment in terms of security to prevent it from being stolen. So installing maybe a tracker or a gear shift lock is very important. I would recommend both cars, but if it were my money, I think I would put it on the Honda Shuttle. Do let me know which one you would go for in the comment section. I hope this has been helpful. Thanks a lot for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel for more informative content on cars and bikes. If you have any inquiries, feel free to reach me via email or WhatsApp. That's it for this particular episode. Stay safe. See you in the next one.